So in this slide, we will be covering blood typing. And so the biggest thing with blood typing to start off with is we need to know the basics of the immune system. And it's interesting because obviously there's a lot of similarities between like what we can learn about how a society should function, and we see how our body works together. Our body is made of, say, somewhere around 100 trillion cells that all must work together, even though each cell is very different. So it's kind of like this idea of your body is like a country and it's like a society, that everybody does something a little different. Everybody wants a little something different. Everybody has their own needs, but at the end of the day, everyone needs to work together. When we look at the immune system, that certainly is still the truth because everybody still has to be on the same team. But we get a little more aggressive here because with the immune system, we have to understand that there is you and all 100 trillion plus of your body cells, and then there is everyone else. So there is you and everyone else, and your body initially believes that everyone else is the ultimate threat until proven otherwise. So as they say, when it comes to the immune system, your body has a shoot first, ask questions later kind of mentality. Because you have to realize from your body's standpoint, anything that is not you, anything that is foreign, if it gets inside you, it could be fully damaging. It could destroy you. It could kill you. So you never want to let your guard down and let something foreign in. So you always assume something is bad until proven otherwise. And so that's what we have to understand with the immune system. There is you and there is not you. There is you and there is everyone else. So then the question is, how does your body know which cells are good and which cells are bad? And realize that in this context, good and bad only means you versus not you. So if we're talking about Russell Nolan, the good cells are my cells, anything that is part of my body, and everyone else's are bad. It doesn't matter anything else. If you're foreign, you're bad. So how does your body know this? Well, every cell in your body, whether it's a liver cell, a kidney cell, a white blood cell, a brain cell, skeletal muscle cell, neuroglia, whatever, all cells have markers. And so I like to think of this as the cells of each cell in your body waves a flag. And the flag that you wave determines whose team you are on. Just like you can picture in like a Pirates of the Caribbean style mindset is like whichever flag that ship is flying is whose team you're on. And so think of all the different countries have different flags. And so everybody who waves the American flag is on the American team. But if you're not waving an American flag, your body's going to assume that you are the enemy. So that's why I say these are the two teams. As far as you are concerned, there are two teams. They're yours and not yours. So there are your cells and there are not your cells. So as we still, sorry, this is going to happen. My computer is very, very sensitive, or I guess my mouse is very, very sensitive. And so when we look at this, still kind of establishing this terminology, using my analogy here, is that the flags are called antigens. And just so you understand, the word antigen comes from anti-generating. So genesis, generating, means creation. Anti means against. So an antigen most specifically means something that your body will create a response against. And so the flags are called antigens. And remember, picture all of those country flags. They're all different types of antigens. The flags that your cells wave are called self-antigens. And the flags that everyone else waves that are not yours are called non-self antigens. So obviously in a healthy body, there's no autoimmune disease. Your immune system will allow self-antigens to function, but it will attack and destroy any non-self antigens. And that's where you see this last point here. Your immune system, specifically your B cells or your plasma cells, produce antibodies. So bodies, substances, bodies are substances, anti-against. So antibodies are substances your body creates against antigens. So your immune system produces antibodies designed to target specific non-self antigens. Obviously, you don't want antibodies to attack self-antigens because then you would have an autoimmune disease. So just as we're working through this, you can see the terminology. So we got to understand antigens, self and non-self, yours and not yours. And then you have antibodies that attack the non-self antigens. So let's get into blood typing specifically. So what is the reason that we need to know what your blood type is? Like, why do we care that you are type A or type B? Well, it's because you may have a time, say in the future, that you need a blood transfusion. Well, a transfusion is putting foreign blood cells into, in this case, into your body. So you're taking blood from someone A, and putting it into someone B. Well, you can see that if we're putting foreign cells into someone's body, then we're setting up to have an immune response. Well, in this case, you don't want an immune response because that person needs that blood. So the reason you want to know a person's blood type is because you want to match the blood type to prevent an immune response. This is the case if you are having an organ transplant. Somebody else's organs, somebody else's cells are being put into yours. You don't want your body to fight that substance, that foreign substance coming in. So then when we get into the blood types, there are two different important groups to look at. And so that is the ABO group, which is the presence or absence of A and or B antigens. And remember, antigens are flags. So the ABO group means your cells either wave an A, they either wave a B, they wave both A and B, or they don't wave any flags. And so that's when we look at the ABO group, there are four types. There is type A blood, type B blood, type AB blood, and type O blood. So be very clear here. This is one of those things you just have to memorize in your head first for you to understand the application. There is no AB antigen and there is no O antigen. So there is no flag with AB written on it and there's no flag with an O written on it. There is an A flag, there is a B flag. You can wave both or you can wave none. So that's the ABO group. And then you have the Rh group. So think of this concept is the same. I talk about, if ABO, I talk about flags. You're either waving an A, a B, both, or none. Rh, you're either wearing the Rh hat or you're not. So it has nothing to do with your hands. It's are you wearing the hat, Rh positive, or you're not, Rh negative. So Rh group, also known as the D antigen, is the presence, or that would be a little typo there, presence or absence of the Rh antigen. And so that's why you either add positive or negative. So type A positive, type A negative, and so on. So let's look at the options here. So this is hopefully not extending my analogy too far here. So let's look at flags and guns here. Remember, it's the immune system. Anybody who is not you is treated as a mortal enemy and must be eradicated immediately. So you shoot anyone not on your team. You shoot anyone not waving your flags. So antigens equal flags, antibodies equal guns. And if you take a person, each hand must be holding something. So let me just look at the ABO group now. So if we look here, let's look at type A. Type A means you wave an A flag. If you wave an A flag, B is your mortal enemy. If I wave an A flag and you're waving a B flag, I hate you. I hate you, I want to kill you, I want to eradicate you, no questions asked. So it makes sense that if you were holding an A flag in one hand, then you are going to shoot B bullets from the gun in your other hand. Just hopefully this is obvious. The reason that you don't shoot A bullets is because then your bullets that you shoot would come and seek your own flag and would kill you. So that would be like an autoimmune disease. So that is type A. Type B means you wave a B flag. If you are on the B team, then you hate everyone who waves an A flag. So you hold in your other hand a gun that shoots A bullets. As your book says, it'll say like anti-A antibodies, anti-A bullets. So anybody who waves an A flag, you hate, you eliminate immediately. That would be type B. And then we have type AB, meaning that in one hand you wave an A flag, in the other hand you wave a B flag. Well, notice if both of your hands are waving flags, then you are like the ultimate pacifist because you have no hands to hold a gun. So you are on the A team, you are on the B team. You obviously can't shoot any bullets because if you were to shoot a bullet, it would come around and hit you. So type A and type B, you are the ultimate pacifist. You have no weapons. But obviously everybody hates a pacifist because that means if you wave A and B flags, you are both attacked by A and B equally. And then finally we have type O. Type O is the lone wolf here who waves no flags, which is why he is type O. And if you don't have any flags in your hands, you got to be holding something. So you hold anti-A bullets, you shoot anti-A bullets, and you shoot anti-B bullets. So type O is on nobody's team, so he just goes and attacks everyone. But nobody knows what team he's on because he's not waving any flags. So just a couple more slides here. We'll come back to this slide, but just for the sake of the video, like I said, you can look at this later. We'll come back to it after I get through this, but we can kind of summarize. So one of you was asking questions about, like on the Learn chart, how do you keep track of this? And so we can come back to this and we'll fill this in. And then here would be the non-analogy summary of everything. So blood types and reactions. The immune system will produce antibodies against the blood type you don't have. So if we look here, type A, type B, type AB, and type O. So if this row are the antigens, so in this case, this red blood cell has type A, this blood cell has type B, so circles and triangles. Type AB has both, type O has none. So you can see if you are type A, then you produce antibodies that attack triangles. If you are B, you have triangles on your cells, you hate circles, so you produce antibodies that attack circles. If you're AB, you don't produce any antibodies because if you did, you would attack yourself. And then type O, you don't wave any flags, you have no antigens, but you then produce both antibodies because you are teamless. You can go and attack whomever you want. And then we have these review questions that we can go over as well.